Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Working dog whistling demonstration stuns crowd at Sydney's Royal Easter Show. Murray Wilkinson has developed his own language of whistles to control his working dogs, and it has been put on display at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. Inspired by a working dog demonstration he watched at the show as a child, Mr. Wilkinson was determined to learn the art of dog whistling. "I came to the show with my nan and pop and pretty much followed the working dog show from show to show," he says. "I hardly went and saw any of the rides or anything else. I was just that fascinated with the trainer's dogs." Now Mr. Wilkinson has his own performance at the event, which draws in crowds of up to 200 people at a time. "I've been working some cattle out in the main arena and a few sheep as well," he says. "It just gives a little insight as to what we do day to day on the farm. The kids just love seeing the dogs, especially when I get them to jump up on the livestock's backs or get them to bark and make some noise." Whistling wonder. Perhaps the most fascinating part of Mr. Wilkinson's performance is his ability to control his dogs with whistles. "Other trainers do use the whistles, but people don't use all different ones probably like I do," he says. Mr. Wilkinson has different whistle combinations for different dogs, which direct them to sit, go left, go right, or run a ring. He says it is a process to teach them the unique commands. "We try and have all basic manners at a young age, like sitting and waiting for me to go first through a gate or something," he says. "And then we introduce them to stock, and it is all just word association. So when they redoing an action, we'll put a word to it and we'll just continually do that over and over and over until it becomes second nature. I always say that training is just habits formed through repetition." Working dog perks. Mr. Wilkinson has brought along 11 dogs to the show but has 21 dogs in total. 20 of those are border collies and just one is a kelpie. He uses them to help muster livestock on his 34,000 hectare property at Ellerston, east of Scone in New South Wales. "We've got 14,000 cows, 3,000 sheep and 2,000 goats on the farm, so the dogs have got a hell of a job to do all the time," he says. Mr. Wilkinson takes out up to 6 dogs at a time on the property, to help muster stock. "They make things so much easier because they can get into spots where we can tee, and we can guide stock around and they just keep them calm," he says. "We need to be able to control them all using different commands." Mr. Wilkinson breeds his dogs mainly for his own use, but occasionally will sell them too. "I sold one actually the other day for $15,000 and he is a pretty handy dog," he says. "Some of these dogs that I use in the demo I'd probably want anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000 for them. They a great asset to have and they definitely very valuable at the end of the day." Posted yesterday at 6:23 p.m., updated yesterday at 6:24 p.m.